Hey, welcome to Meno Minis. My name is Denise Peterson, and today we are going to talk about week 4, late luteal workouts, and some other stuff that goes around with it. Okay, so late luteal, that's week 4. That's the week right before your period. Could be known as PMS week if you suffer with PMS. During this week, your hormones, your progesterone is high, but your estrogen and your testosterone are both running low. Why is this important? Because low estrogen and low testosterone means low energy, unlike my puppy back there. So your energy is low. So how does this affect your workout schedule? Well, if your energy is low, it's not really a week to go full on personal best. How heavy can I lift? You're just going to find yourself lacking the energy. It's going to feel really, really hard. What you did 2 weeks ago is going to feel dang near impossible. So let's not try to replicate it, right? Part of the whole use your cycle concept is that we adjust with our hormones, right? So I find that with my clients, teaching them a week 4 workout is really hard because it's not like anything we've ever been taught, right? We've been taught have a workout plan and work it, and every week it's progressive overload. It's a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. But I'm here to tell you, take the week off, go get a massage, do some yoga, some stretching, some foam rolling. Don't lift, or lift extremely light, right? And when I first tell clients this, they're like, oh my gosh, Denise, that doesn't make any sense. That's because, as with most things, men were studied first. And remember, men have a 24-hour cycle, 24-hour cycle. That means, they wake up, their testosterone is high, it decreases throughout the day, and then it goes again every day. Every day is the same. Women have a 28-day cycle. Yes, they have a 24-hour cycle as well, but a 28-day cycle. That means tomorrow's not like today. I've done previous podcasts on this whole 24-hour versus 28-day. So if you want more details on that, go back and check it out. But the importance here is to remember that on day 25 of your cycle, before your period, because day 1 is your period, that's like men working out at 11 p.m., 2 a.m. They don't have a lot of energy. They're just kind of tired. They're just chilling. So for the same reason we wouldn't necessarily recommend that men are working out at 2 in the morning, I'm not recommending you're working out on day 25 of your cycle. Okay? So first, you need to get into that headset that we are women and we work on a different cycle. Okay? Get out of the men's game. Your superpower is in being a woman. Ooh. Ooh, excuse me. Life. Okay. So now, why would I say don't work out? Okay, aside from being like, it's like 2 a.m. in the men's cycle, right? You're not going to lose a ton of muscle because, again, our hormones are different, right? So it's actually more beneficial for us as women to work really, really hard the first half of our cycle. And then by the last week of our cycle, to back off. We will preserve the muscle that we have built the first 2.5 weeks instead of breaking it down, right? That's really what's happening when you work out. Try to work out really heavy on that last week of your cycle, is you're breaking down the muscle that you spent 2.5 weeks or so really building up. Because we're not like men. Okay? So if we're not like men, we have to think differently as well. Okay? So on a week 4 workout, air quotes, workout, right? I'm going to tell you what I did this week, and I want you to be really clear. I am resetting my habit of going to the gym because, 2020, 2021, So for a lot of women, this is also an issue, is you just start getting excited about going back to the gym, and then it's week 4. Denise says, take the week off. And maybe from past experience that if you take the week off, you're probably not going to jump right back in it in 2 weeks or a week and a half, right? You're going to be like, oh, I don't feel like it. And then you're like going to screw up your schedule, right? That's how I think. That's how my brain works, is if I were to not go to the gym this week and then get my period and start my cycle over, when it was time to go back to the gym, I'd probably delay a week, week and a half, maybe a whole, and then I'd be like, well, I got to wait till the next cycle now, right? So I am also recreating my habit of going to the gym. So knowing that I need to go to the gym, I had a very light workout in place, and I emphasized the foam rolling, the stretching. So foam rolling is self-massage, right? So this is rolling the stuck energy, just relaxing your muscles, right? So that's a workout. So what I did today is I did a TRX workout, legs, chest, back, and beauty parts, right? So my leg was a TRX squat. My chest was a TRX push-up. My back was a TRX row. My beauty part was my biceps. I would have done my upper back, but I've got a little elbow thing going on. So I did bicep curls, all on the TRX, all adjusted where I was standing so that I could do 15 reps 4 times. Okay, so really light, right? Because if you can do it for 15 times, your body's already used to it. You're just going through the motions, right? So 15 repetitions, super easy. Banged that out, super easy. And then I spent 15 minutes foam rolling. Anybody that's known me for any length of time knows I hate foam rolling. Like, I'm not into the restorative stuff. I jumped into my personal training career 20 years ago, lift hard, lift heavy, go home, right? I was a powerhouse girl. I was not a Bally's girl kind of thing. So this is a really relatively new thought process for me to do restorative stuff. Okay. And I understand if it's a new thought process for you too. Okay. Or maybe it's not a new thought process. Maybe you've always been able to lift 15 reps 4 times through. And the week 1 and week 2 lift really heavy stuff is hard for you. It's okay. Our superpower, lean into it. We're learning new stuff, right? Okay. So spent 15 minutes foam rolling. If you don't know how to foam roll, there's lots of YouTube videos out there. There's some really great posters in some of the gyms. Literally lay on it, roll. If it hurts, that's where you're supposed to pause. And when I say hurt, I don't mean, oh my God, I'm breaking my leg, right? So take that all with a grain of salt. So that's a pretty good example of a late cycle, week 4 kind of workout. Now, a couple days ago, I also did a restorative yoga. If you've been listening to me, you know that I am trying to love yoga. Again, that goes back to that powerhouse thing. So I'm trying to love yoga. But I have noticed that in the last 6 weeks, I've literally only been doing it once a week. For the last 6 weeks, my hands are much better. My calves are much better. My feet are much better. My low back is much better. I have improved, right? And I think it's important when we start new things to make it, at the very least, mental notes, if not notes, maybe in your phone. So I always schedule my workouts, and then, there's that section for notes in your phone in the scheduling part. And I, the first part I put, oh my gosh, I couldn't even hold a tree pose. I couldn't do this. I was super inflexible. This was really, really hard, right? And each week I've been like, okay, what was I able to do this week that I wasn't doing last week? So super excited. I got into Royal Dancer pose. That was my excitement, right? I couldn't hold it, but I got into it. And tracking the progress that you are making, the things that are improving, is really important to helping you go longer. And I knew that with yoga, especially, that was going to be my really easy to pause, right? Really, really easy for me to say, I'm done, whatever. Like literally in the middle of this workout, my husband decided to put track lighting up in another room, right? And he came down literally halfway through the workout and he's like, I need your help. Old Denise would have like, this is hard. I'm done. Okay, I'm gonna quit and go help. I did not. Another win. Yay. Like these are wins. You need to track these wins for you. Okay. So I would love to know in the comments what your wins are as you work out. Is it you were able to get into a new post? Is it that you made it to the gym the 2 times a week you promised yourself you were going to do? Is it the I lifted really light on week 4? Is it the I lifted really heavy in week 2? I'd love to know in the comments what is really working for you. Okay, let's see here. I had a couple other notes that I want to make sure to hit. Are you perimenopause or menopausal? And you're here, you're probably one of those two, right? I am perimenopausal. Perimenopause, okay, some definitions, a little review. Menopause is the 12 months in a row that you don't have a period. Postmenopause is anything after 12 months. And perimenopause can be up to 10 years before that happens. I am perimenopause. I do have, at least I did before I figured some of this stuff out, some good symptoms. You know, I was getting hot flashes. My sleep is disrupted, things like that. At this point, I skip about every other month. My period skips about every other month. So how do you use your cycle when I'm talking about a 4-week cycle? How do I use that? So week 1 is the day your period starts. I literally use a calendar, right? Just like we tracked our period to find out when we were getting pregnant or could get pregnant, or that we skipped period and it's been 6 or 8 weeks. And then we knew we were probably pregnant, right? Use a calendar again. It's okay. So I use a calendar and I mark off, okay, here was the first day of my period. Here's the end of week 1. Here's the end of week 2, end of week 3, end of week 4. At the end of week 4, your period should start. If my period does not start, I start over, right? Because what I am doing is helping train the hormones. I am supporting the increase in testosterone and estrogen, right? In week 1 and 2. And then I am in week 3 and 4. If you don't ovulate, you don't get progesterone, right? So you can't support progesterone, but what you can support is helping bring your estrogen and testosterone down. You can support not an estrogen dominance, right? And that's going to help you feel better throughout the whole month, okay? Menopause, same thing. If you're in menopause or postmenopause and you haven't had a cycle in years, right? Then what I do is again, get your calendar out, track it. I've had clients that like to track with the moon cycles. So they start their week 1 on the new moon, assume ovulation, air quotes again, ovulation on the full moon, and then restart again on the new moon, right? That's one way to do it. I wouldn't use the monthly calendar, right? Because we're talking about 28-day cycles, not 30 or 31-day cycles. Pick a day, whatever, but track it on your calendar. And then really go through the use your cycle protocols, whether that be the exercise protocols, the food protocols, the stress reduction protocols. Use them according to that cycle. And that you will find after 3 or 4 cycles that you are feeling better around the clock. I know it's a new way of thinking. I know it's a new way of bringing out your superpower, but I would strongly encourage you to do it. Okay. In case you didn't know, I have the Use Your Cycle Method book out on Amazon. That's another place to get all of the information. Okay. Have a fantastic week. I look forward to talking to you next week when we talk about probably week 1. Right? Have a fantastic